video, I'm going to be reacting to the Sassy Man era by Tommy NFG. This video is another banger. I can't lie, I had a little surprise edit at the end, you know. I heard Jim and you know, I had to sneak a cheeky little edit into there. Anyways, without further ado, let's get straight into it.
As a man, according to the internet's new rules, you officially get categorized as two groups nowadays. You're either group A.
Don't forget, I'm invincible.
Or you're either group B.
Alright guys, on 3 we're gonna take a boom.
I can't lie, but yeah, there are some guys that are actually sassy. But most of the guys that get labelled as sassy ain't even sassy, you know. They're just like, they're doing something like drinking a Starbucks, or you get what I mean? It's like, what? So, you know, I'm just trying to enjoy like a frappe, you get me? How am I sassy?
We're gonna shake our bottles, okay? So 1, 2, 3.
You look stupid, bro.
And I speak for all men.
Kind of like, that's a little bit sassy, but I think they're being ironic.
And when I say we only classify as these,
I think it's satire, that's the word.
and it's impossible to fit another category. Anyways, y'all, the talk of the interweb for the past couple of years has been that men are getting quote-unquote soft. But it's been really ramping up from last year to now when people have been talking more about it. And the majority of the time, the main people saying this are men online, obviously. Whether it just be a comment on a post, an alpha male podcaster saying humanity is falling because of it. But another category of people that I also haven't seen mentioned that say it too is women online. I always have to say this because people are sped. Not all women are like that and say men need to be more manly and less sassy.
Okay, I'm gonna have to disagree with him on this one. Like, I feel like females on the internet, yeah, you're right, they don't say it. They don't really say it on the internet much. It's a bit unheard of. But tell me why, you know, if a girl says something to me and I clap back, why am I automatically sassy? You get what I mean? Like, you know, or I feel like, yeah, it happens a lot in them situations, you get me? Like, a female says something to you, clap back, or like a girl best friend or something like that, and you're automatically just deemed sassy because you had a comeback response, like, what?
Online. But usually the people I see mention that say it are the alpha gurus and male podcasters. And I don't usually see women mentioned in the conversation about it. They have another name for it too. They call it the quote-unquote Sassy Man Apocalypse. And how it works is it'll be a man posting something on TikTok of them doing a more feminine-like activity. Could be something like doing Pilates. And before someone's like, huh, well, Tommy, those are perfectly normal activities that any gender can— Shut up! Calm your ass down. The same—
Hello. If you're doing Pilates, that's a bit sassy.
the Twitter comment section. We all know anyone can do these activities. Like, I don't have to explain when I say a feminine activity. And whenever a man posts him doing one of these activities, you'll at least get a couple of people in the comments saying, why is he acting so zesty or sassy? And it don't even gotta be something crazy for real. Like, a man could record himself and be drinking matcha in the video, and you'll have some people in the comments like, yo bro, that's a—
I can't lie, that stuff is dumb though. And you know, when guys are drinking certain stuff, eating certain stuff, you know, it's like, it tastes good, you get what I mean? It's got nothing to do with masculinity or how sassy you are, you know. You don't gotta be eating steak and ribeyes every day.
a little zesty. Why are you getting matcha and not pure black coffee? What am I gonna do with the—
That's what I'm saying, bro. That's what they want us to do out here. Eat straight steak, ribs, with a side of black coffee every day. Like, ain't happening.
all these sassy men around? Like, why are you drinking the girly drinks? As a man on the internet, if you post you doing something like that, you really won't win. If you post you doing something slightly perceived as a feminine thing, you'll get hate from men and women. And I think this whole thing stems from older generations. Since Gen Z and before was raised by older generations that usually followed the traditional ways, a lot of us have carried these ways to our adulthoods. And you can pick out the good and bad between the things that we were taught compared to now. I'm not here to be a therapist and get everyone's perspective on how that lifestyle has affected them for good or bad. There's traditional—
I hear that. But The one thing I don't get, you're getting labelled as only people that aren't sassy get called sassy, if you get what I mean. Like, no offense to any communities out there, but like, if it's like a gay person or someone like that doing something, they're not gonna be getting called sassy. You get what I mean? Nobody's gonna, you know. But when a straight guy does something slightly feminine, they get called out for being sassy. But like, if a guy was to actually just be feminine, you get what I mean, then it's fine. So why is it a problem if a straight guy is acting like quote unquote sassy? I put it in quotes because most of the time it isn't even sassy shit, like, as you can see in this video.
Things that work for some people and some don't, simple as that. But there's definitely things we can all universally agree on that they were low-key tripping over as men back in the day. Looking back at it, I couldn't live as a man like 20 to 30 years ago because you had to be boring as and fit in or your ass was gonna get flamed. A good example is like wearing pink. Back then,
I can't lie, yeah, mom's like, pink's a great color. I don't have too many pink outfits. I wish I had more pink in my wardrobe, but pink is a great color. Like, I don't. Even now, some people would be like, "Oh, yeah, you're sassy," or da da da. But, you know, they're mostly being satire. You get me? Like, I feel like now nobody's gonna genuinely think like, "Oh yeah, oh you're wearing pink, you're sassy, you're girly," but like, you know. I feel like if somebody does that, they haven't grown up from the primary school times where they'd be like, "Oh, you're wearing pink, oh, that's girl colours," you know. Like, tell them go back to primary.
would not dare to touch the color pink because they knew if they did, they would probably get roasted by their friends or their family would think they're zesty. Shoot, up until my elementary school years, we still had that mindset. I'm not gonna lie, it didn't really change. And even something like skincare. Bro, you couldn't even take care of your skin without a potentially giving you the gay allegations. Men low-key lived like cavemen back then. A lot of the fashion
I can't lie, even now, if you what's that name? Sheila. Okay, but even now, I feel like if you do skincare, like, you get labeled as sassy. Like, I don't really do skincare, you get me? Like, I've got, most of you probably know what this is. I've got like mild eczema, you get what I mean? So if I don't like moisturize my face, I like break out in like these like spot kind of rashy thingies. But like, I never really used that until the past year when I found out I had it. But all I'm gonna say is, if you are gonna do skin, just don't go and announce it. You know, don't go and announce it. Just someone asks, "Oh, how'd you get your skin like that?" I'd be like, just water, head and shoulders. And then, like, I think to yourself, be like, yeah, that's not what I do. You get me?
we wear too nowadays, they would think it's zesty back then. You couldn't even put that on without getting the allegations. Like, it was just crazy. And I think the good thing about our generation is we're saying basic like, you can actually dress good and wash your face can happen without you getting the zesty allegations or being made
I feel that washing your face with skincare, you're still gonna get zesty allegations now.
fun of by your friends. But clearly some people are still entrenched into that old mindset. You got people like Fidex Fearless, who I'm sure some of y'all have heard of, but if you don't know, he's another one of those alpha gurus who has his own course on how to become rich and handsome. And people actually pay to get advice on how to improve their looks from him.
Like, these girls, they want Duke Dennis, they don't want me. It's not fair.
Oh, shut the hell up.
They
Dude,
want the jewelry rich guy.
You know what? He paid on here to go. Yeah, they want Dude Dennis.
They
built
want everything.
himself.
They don't want a regular Joe.
He built himself.
I can't lie, that is a troll though, 100%, because he does get a lot of trolls. Like, I'm not a fan of him, but like, I have seen like more and more clips recently, especially with the other video I reacted to.
Nobody gave that dude shit. He built himself. You motherfucker get every dude at the finish line and be like, "Oh, why do women want him?" Because he tried.
And he's one of those people I feel like that holds a traditional mindset for
I can't lie though, a lot of the stuff he says is valid. Like, what he just said in that clip is valid. They look at the guys that have put the work in, put the hours in, you know, behind the scenes whilst nobody's watching, and have gotten success from that. And they're thinking, oh, why do girls like him? Because you know what, it all pays off eventually. You get what I mean? Like, if you're doing something productive, putting hours into it eventually pays off, because that's the whole point of doing something productive, you know? Otherwise, it wouldn't be productive. But I feel like a lot of people look at them and be like, oh, I wish I was like them, I wish I was like them, oh, all I need is, you know, but they don't look at how they got there, you know, like, not many people knew who Duke was, you know, like, I didn't know who Duke was until a couple of years ago, you know, I didn't know who Duke was in 2016, you get what I mean, like, but he spent that time building, you know, a platform for himself, and look, now it's paid off, you get what I mean.
From the past completely, because he's always complaining about the new generation and the styles people are rocking now. Like, he just hates any man that wears something baggy and thinks it looks childish. And he has multiple videos of him saying it makes you look homeless.
Yeah, I don't know about that, but what he's saying there is invalid, but some of the stuff he says is valid.
Listen, dumb.
I'm gonna keep telling y'all dress like little kids. I don't care what anybody say, bro. The classy man is always the best looking man. Nobody could beat that guy. I don't give a damn what you say, bro. I don't give a damn about no new trends, these baggy clothes bullshit that you idiots.
I'm not the biggest fan of baggy clothes, but that's just because I don't think it suits me personally. I've got nothing against baggy clothes, and I think they suit a lot of people, and I think they look really nice on certain people as well. So I don't know what he's waffling about right now.
Think look cool, you don't look like a man. I don't give a damn what you think. Stop wearing baggy clothes, they make you look homeless. The losers on the internet want you to believe that a guy who dressed classy.
Oh, can you believe this, bro? Imagine you've got some designer on, you know, you've got some nice baggy outfit, you're looking nice, you're looking clean, and this guy's like, yeah, you look homeless. Yo, fresh and fit, bitch. Yo, do you think a homeless guy's wearing Prada? You get me?
See, a guy who wears fitted clothes, something is wrong with him. Not the guy who looks homeless and wears baggy clothes that is quote unquote comfortable. The problem with
They nitpick as well. A lot of these creators nitpick clips that proves their point, and other clips that would disprove their point, like not gonna show obviously because it discredits them. But it's like there's a lot of scenarios where, you know, baggy clothes can look good. Like, matter of fact, let's search them right now. Baggy clothes. No, baggy outfits. But why can't I spell? I put Ben instead of men. Yo, let me look at some. Like, you get me? Like, this hard. You get me? Hard. I wouldn't say, you know, I wouldn't say, yo, would you say this guy looks homeless? You get me? This guy don't look homeless. You know? I don't count as baggy. But you know, this don't look as homeless. It's all, everyone's got their own style, you get what I mean? Like, that's why I'm big on not copying other people's styles as well. Like, this don't look homeless. You get what I mean? That's why I'm big on not copying other people's styles, because you know, you wanna be your individual person at the end of the day. Like, you know, everyone's unique. So when you're like, I'm not really like, yeah, I'm religious, but I'm not like insanely religious. But like, if I put in religious terms, like, if God made you unique and if God made you a certain way, you're kind of disrespecting him by trying to copy other people that are different from you rather than just being yourself, you know, and you're kind of discrediting yourself. Because, you know, if you're out here trying to copy other people, you know, it's like you're thinking less of yourself. It's like, you know, like, for me, example, I'm not gonna be out here copying other people because I'm who I am, and I think who I am as a person, you know, I'm happy with that, you get me? But, you know, but if I'm out here trying to act like this guy or this guy, you know, then that's just discrediting, you know, myself. That's just putting myself down at the end of the day, thinking, oh, they're better than me. When really, I think I prefer me over anyone. Like, that sounds really self-centered, but you know, you gotta have more love for yourself than you have for others. But it doesn't mean I don't love others, you know. It doesn't mean that all I think about is myself, like I'm some narcissist. But it's just, you know, you gotta have self-love is the most important type of love. Let me carry on.
This is you don't command respect with your image.
I'm sorry, bro, but I'm not trying to look like The Rock from the 90s every time I step out the house. Or dress like I'm going
Yo, you Luki cooked him with that one.
to a wedding every day. Some occasions deserve the fitted clothes, and some deserve the baggy clothes. That's all.
That's what I'm telling you. Look at this. This don't look homeless. This don't look homeless. This don't look homeless. You know, it's
Because
aesthetic.
fashion has always been the one thing that's progressed and changed depending on its time. So why would you want to stay one style forever without trying different things? If people treated fashion like his thinking forever, then we'd still be wearing those.
It's funny, like my stuff I've got in my wardrobe is like complete 180, like from each other. You know, like I try and mix it up. You get what I mean? Like one thing looks completely different from the other. I can't like most of the time when I'm recording videos, I'm just at home, so I'm not really dressed like that for like an occasion. You get me? Like I'm just at home in my comfy clothes, or most of the time I've just come back from gym after work. So I'm just like today I had gym after work. You know, I'm in what I wore to gym today. You get me? Like I've got some. You know, talking about sassy, you can call me sassy if you like. Like I've got some thermals on underneath my shorts, and I've got, you know, I've got a tank top on top of that. And then all I had on top of that was just a coat. You get what I mean? But you know, I came out from the office, went to the gym from the office, got changed into this, and now this is what I'm wearing for the video today. Anyways, let's carry on.
1800s outfits. This is the type of thinking older generations still have though. Like he low-key gives me the vibes of what a woman in her 50s would dream as their one-night stand. Universally with fashion though, I think we've all been way more open to changing up things in our generation. I mean, in 2017, we're dressing like this and we realized, alright.
Yeah, I can't lie. This era, in my opinion, there was some. Let's not get it wrong. There were some hard fits in this era. Some of the hardest fits in this era. I feel like this era was the start of like, when it comes to fashion, like actual creativity. You get what I mean? Doing your own thing. But like these outfits that I'm seeing on the screen at the moment, this weren't it. But you know, it's the foundation.
We gotta change this up. But then you go out actually putting that on and you're gonna have some older family member side-eyeing you.
Oh my god, whenever you're not wearing, you know, something that they would have worn back in the day, they're like, you're going out and that, and you're just like, well, of course I'm going out in this, why would I have it on?
Thinking you might swing the other way because you wanted to dress nice. A thing you'll hear some women say online is,
oh my god, don't get me started. Like, I don't wear jeans, you get me? I don't wear jeans like that. The only types of jeans I wear, you know, the little rip jeans with the slim fit rip jeans with like in the rips it will be like certain colors, or like sometimes there'll be no color, but there will be material under the rips on purpose, and there'll be like black or, you know, like grey, like I stay away from blue. But like, why? What? It's like I'll be if I'm on, I'll be going out like that, and I have, you know, I have grandma sat here like thinking I swing the other way. Like, no, get with it, grandma. You get me?
is the phrase "men used to go to war," and it's used as an insult online. Usually when it's a man doing something.
You know what's funny? Cause they say, "Oh, men used to go." Whoa. Okay, women used to be housewives, but you know. Stuff's changed from now. We've evolved into something more equal and something more beautiful. So that's all I've got to say.
perceived more feminine. When I say perceived,
But like when the guys say that, that's when they start getting all rowdy. You know, I'm not saying all women should be housewives. I'm not saying that. I mean, it works from some females. It really depends on your relationship. You know what's best for you. Sometimes men can be house hubbies. You get me? But it's like they're referencing. It's like, you know, like what? Men really used to go to war. Okay. What do you want me to do with that information?
even more feminine too. It really doesn't even have to be that. It could just be him doing something fun. It's to the point where some of them will literally record random men in public to make fun of them for it.
You know what? I can't lie. It's so dumb. It's so dumb when like females record random guys just to post them on the internet clowning, or like when they record at the gym and then they like ask for a spot. And I know this isn't that common, but it's happened a couple of times when I ask a guy for a spot, and then when they're recording, they change the narrative and make them come off as creepy and stuff like that for views, and it's like, really, are you that unoriginal that you have to make fun of other people to get views and clicks? It's like, don't it's not worth making fun of people for views, you get me? Like, if that's all you're doing, like, obviously you can say your opinion, you can, but when it's just purely just clowning on people for the sake of clowning on people that haven't done anything wrong, it's just like, just be an individual, you get me? Like, be your own person, don't... It's like what they're just enjoying their time, you get me? Like, how do you know that that guy on the laptop hasn't just come back from a 6-month deployment? You get what I mean? Like, you don't, because you don't know that person.
Like, all bro did in the first video was drink a frappe he bought with his hard-earned money. And all they did in the other was take a picture at a staircase. And by the way, there's a more than 100% chance men built those stairs. So I'd be damned as a man if I can't take pictures of something I build. I'll take 1,000,000 pictures if I want to. The whole men used to go to war thing doesn't make sense to me because, for one, millions of men still do go to war all over the world. Like, do you...
That's what I mean as well. Like, guys do still go to war. So it's like, what's your point? They still do now. Like, what do you want me to do with that information? Oh, great. There was bigger wars back in the day, That's like going up to someone. Yeah, that's like going up to someone, that's in a car enjoying their time, going up to them being like, actually, men used to drive slower cars. So, okay. What do you want me to do with that?
You not read the news or something? There's about a war started every week nowadays. And for the men at war in the past, do you think they actually wanted to be there? Men had zero choice but to be in the war. They would literally draft your name out a hat and you had to be in the field. Or your ass was getting sent to prison to eternally be a named Bubba's prison wife. Also, there's a lot of countries where men around the world are still required to be in the military. Like in South Korea, BTS had to stop for a while because some of the members had to do their mandatory military service. And this type of president to me probably isn't the best thing to set, because if y'all really do want it to go back to men fighting in wars and stuff, as a man, as soon as you turn 18, you're getting sent on your way to serve your duty.
If you want men to go back to war, that's saying you want more wars. You get what I mean? It's like, other brain people.
Then be prepared as a woman. If you don't cook for your husband one day, you and the children got a 50% chance of getting beat that night.
But that's literally what I was saying earlier. Or it's when like females would say, oh, I want romance like my grandparents did. But chances are, dinner's cold. They're getting a whooping. You get what I mean? Like, I get maybe if you mean like early 2000. I think that's the best kind of stage for that stuff. Because females were there were more and more females that were empowered, you get me, in more powerful position, more equal. It still wasn't as equal as it is today, but more equal than it was. And there wasn't the use of technology like smartphones, and pretty much non-existent, you get me. So it's like most the positives with like just a small part of the negatives, you get me. Like I think that was the best era for it. But sadly nowadays it's like social. Like I really am a firm believer in social media kills romance. I'm gonna be honest.
Because that's what the older generations of men did. Like, I really don't think you want to be in that generation. And then you go in the comment sections of these videos, and it's women saying things like, men are so princessy now, or so many princesses. I also get confused by this too, because isn't it mainly women saying men need to be more tapped in their emotions? Like, for decades, the complaint has always been that
oh my god, don't even get me started on this. Don't even get me started on this with when the females were complaining, going, yeah, we need men to open up more. I don't take anything I say like too personally, you know. Like everything I say is for entertainment. I just want to point that out, you know. Like I don't mean to offend anyone if I do offend anyone in my videos and what I say, but I just say how I feel, you know. Like I'm not gonna try and sense that or lie. You get what I mean? Like I feel how I feel. I think what I think, you know. But from my obviously I'm biased because from my POV, this is what I've felt and witnessed. You know, females will be complaining. Oh, men aren't as open. Men don't talk about their feelings. And when you do, it's like, oh, he's sassy. Oh, he's feminine. Oh, he's a princess. Oh, he's this. And it's like, it's just not what you wanted.
men are so emotionless and never like to express themselves. And that definitely is true a lot of times. You try to talk to any man over 60 about mental health or therapy and they go, mental health? My mental health was working 128-hour work weeks at 10 years old and walking 5 miles to school after and then walking 5 miles back to finish the day. Then going on my grandpa's boat and fishing 5 fish a day for the entire family to eat. Mental health is something you made up after the 2000s. That was my impression of a blue-collar worker. Then when men nowadays
pretty accurate impression, I'll be honest,
actually try to express themselves, we're sassy and princesses. This just shows me that a lot of y'all saying this will say one thing online, then act completely different when it comes to actual situations. Now, I obviously don't think all the women saying men used to go to war are serious and they're just joking, but it's one of those things where it's so many people saying it, everyone can't be joking.
That's literally what I was gonna say. There's so many people saying it. There's a handful of people that have to be serious. You get what I mean? It's just the way it works.
Joking about it. I didn't realize this until I grew up, but in our generation, there's still a ton of women that want to live that more traditional lifestyle. Because all you would see on ads and online for years, it was all about independence for women and living that lifestyle. Which if it works for you, that's amazing, you know, I don't got no complaints. But then as I grew up and would ask the women around in my life what they wanted for the future, you know, when I became college age and everybody's trying to figure out what they want to do with their life, I would hear a surprising amount of them saying the more traditional thing and maybe working a side job just so they're not bored. Nothing wrong with that either. Should I know in the future for me, I'm gonna provide the best I can for whoever I'm with. As long as the relationship is healthy, it really shouldn't concern anyone. Then a couple of years ago, that thing blew up on TikTok called Trad Wives, where it's pretty much women talking.
Like, I'm on TikTok all the time, but I feel like my For You pages are different because this is the first time I'm hearing of this.
About their traditional lifestyle and what they live like. Can this lifestyle turn into a toxic thing? Yes. But that's why you have to have a group of good people around you to tell you when it may be turning into that. You know, it can turn real quick from happily married with kids and living your dream lifestyle to you overcooking the chicken one day and getting RKO'd on the dining room table. I think there is a correlation of this type of lifestyle starting to trend more and more, and you know, men getting called sassy and zesty and online. You know, this is just my view, but I wasn't really seeing this ramp up like this until recently. People be forgetting there's a large amount of women who also have the traditional mindset of thinking too. Anyways, to wrap,
I can't lie, if I'm honest though, I see most of it is on the internet. Like, I feel like a lot of these things, like, in real life, it doesn't happen nearly as much as it does on the internet, because, you know, the internet is like only the extreme cases most of the time go viral. You get what I mean? So I feel like it's more of a internet thing, but like obviously it does happen in real life too.
Wrap everything up. As a man, you shouldn't be crashing out and angry over your girl asking you if you want to get a pedicure with her. And be worried you're gonna get perceived as sassy online if people see it. Maybe it's just they call it like it's fine to take care of your skin.
Can't lie, I'd get a manly feet cleaner, bro.
And make sure you're looking right. And you can do all this while also doing the traditional, more manly stuff. Like locking in with the gym and lifting and providing for whoever you're with in life. I could just never take it serious if another person is trying to call me sassy online because of something. So yeah, let me know what y'all think. Follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. As always, I love you guys consensually. And until next time, I'm out.
Another good video. Another good video. Anyways, if you enjoyed the video, you know, as usual, please drop a like, sub. It means a lot to me. It really helps me grow, helps me get my content out there. So if you enjoy it, you know, I'm sure other people enjoy it too. So it helps me get to 10 people who could enjoy it. Anyways, I don't want to hold you guys up too much. So, Rosa, peace out.